Hi guys, my name is Chris and you're watching Wrestling Today, so let's start with a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet. AEW star Chris Jericho opened up about his perspective on the WWE Hall of Fame and why he's not particularly interested in being inducted into it. Jericho's comments shed light on his unique approach to his wrestling legacy and his willingness to go against the grain. Jericho expressed his inclination to go against the conventional grain when it comes to the WWE Hall of Fame, drawing inspiration from rock and roll rebel Axl Rose, who famously declined to attend and even forbade the use of his name at his own induction. Jericho said, "I always like going against the grain," Jericho remarked. "Like I loved it when Axl Rose didn't show up to the Hall of Fame and sent a note saying not only am I not showing up, but you're not allowed to say my name. I love that SHT. Like, that's rock and roll, man." Jericho then delved into his skepticism regarding the WWE Hall of Fame itself, questioning the concept and its significance. He emphasized that there isn't a tangible physical Hall of Fame and that it's a construct within WWE's own perception. In his eyes, the idea of a Hall of Fame is somewhat elusive, and he doesn't see the practical benefit of it for his career at this point. "I don't really understand the point of a Hall of Fame," Jericho explained. "If you think I'm in it, that's great, there's no real Hall of Fame. It's all kind of in WWE's mind, in their chambers of the mind." Jericho made it clear that his disinterest in a Hall of Fame induction is not a disrespectful stance but rather a personal choice aligned with his inclination to do things differently. What are your thoughts on Chris Jericho's stance regarding the WWE Hall of Fame? The next story is about CM Punk has already gotten a lot of love from fans after his return, and the same can be said for Randy Orton, especially after his incredible return on last week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. If one goes to WWE's official website and checks under the Superstars banner, one will find that CM Punk and Randy Orton have taken prominent positions on the website. Orton replaced Kevin Owens while Punk replaced Sami Zayn. It is to be noted both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been written off WWE television due to storyline injuries, but it is not known whether they are dealing with legitimate injuries as well. Regardless, CM Punk and Randy Orton are back in business, and that's what truly matters to WWE right now. What's your view on this story? Are you surprised WWE replaced Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like that? Next we have, while speaking on the Impulsive podcast, Randy Orton talked about how much pain he was in during his matches, adding that Matt Riddle helped him through the matches by bearing the brunt of the physicality. Randy Orton said, "I changed a lot of stuff off this last 18 months. I really needed the time. I had a lot of ailments. I couldn't stand for more than a couple of minutes without having pain shoot down my legs. When I would sit, I would had a disc that was slipping every time I would bend. On a plane, sitting here, my feet would go numb and I would have pain shooting down my legs. It was hard. That last year before I had to leave because of the back. I was in a tag team with former WWE superstar Matt Riddle. I got to give him props because that year we tagged together. I was not able to be in that ring unless I was in there with someone like him because he was able to take the brunt of the physicality. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made it that far. I had some great doctors, they fixed me up right, they didn't cut through any muscle which would enable me to get back in the ring. Because once you start cutting muscle, like that's never gonna heal back, and you're done. I'm just blessed all the way around." Matt Riddle officially confirmed WWE fired him back in September, and in the months since then, he had a lot of major life events, including the birth of his son. Regardless, Orton will always respect Riddle for what he has done, and that's all that matters. What's your opinion on what Randy Orton said? Are you glad Matt Riddle was there for him? The final story is about the 14-time world champion has done it all in WWE and simply has nothing left to prove to anyone in the world. In addition to wrestling, Randy Orton has acted in films in the past, all of which were from WWE. While speaking on the Impulsive podcast, Randy Orton was asked if he has any interest in going to Hollywood like his peers, especially John Cena. The Viper made it clear he has no intention, as WWE is truly his life. Randy Orton said, "I'm like the only guy that's never left and come back, other than John Cena. I'm going to be here for the rest, this is me. I'm not moving on to Hollywood. I love what I do. I just had 18 months off recovering from spinal fusion. I was kind of faced with the fact that I might not be able to do this again. It's almost like I got a second lease on my career here. I'm not going to take a day for granted. Not a second in that ring for granted. Even now, more so than the matches you would have seen a year ago when you first started or a couple years ago, I'm feeling even more in my element now," said Orton on Impulsive. Randy Orton returned to WWE at Survivor Series and has since continued to be an integral part of the company's programming, demonstrating his resilience and dedication to his craft. His journey serves as an inspiring example of an athlete's determination to overcome obstacles and continue pursuing their passion in the world of professional wrestling. What's your opinion on what Randy Orton said? Are you glad he will stick with WWE? Thanks guys for watching and please subscribe.